Hi everyone, welcome to Tammy's Creative Cards and Crafts. I'm Tammy and I'm working on some masks that I promised that I would come back and do a tutorial on, and I have come up with two different types. One, I will link the pattern on my down below, and that pattern I seen another girl she came up with, and I will link her pattern down below so you can follow and print that one off. And it's actually this type right here. So I made this one, and it has a different I'm sorry, I'm tongue-tied. It has a different fabric on this side. It has the elastic on the top and the bottom, and I'll just show you how it goes on here. So the way it fits is when you're putting it on, it covers what quite well. It fits over your ears, and it goes quite nicely up around your nose like that, and it covers around nicely around the bottom of your face and up around your nose, and it stays nicely around your nose, not to move or anything, and you know, stays and hugs nicely like that. It's not hard to breathe. It's quite comfortable. So you can use this style. The other style that I have done is this one here. And it opens up like this. So put it upside down. And once you open it up, goes over your ears like this, and again it does fit nicely over my nose and face. I can breathe quite well, and again I have no problem breathing. It covers my face quite well, and yeah, so if you're interested in making masks for yourself or your family, I'm going to show a quick tutorial how to make these. They don't take that long. I am not a medical doctor or a scientist. I am just making these masks for my family for the main reason of, if we were out in the stores, they say you're not supposed to touch your face, and I could accidentally touch my face, being just out quickly somewhere and just accidentally touch my face, my eyes, my mouth, not realizing. And I know if I have the mask on, that will protect me from doing that. If anything else, I'm not saying that this is going to prevent you from getting the virus, but if it just only helps you from you know, touching your face, your nose, your mouth, then it at least did something. It also will help you if, you know, somebody coughs near you, you know, they're not going to get spit or whatever. It'll protect you that for, you know, that much. Or you getting anything on anybody else. So, or I'm hoping that it will. But again, I'm not guaranteeing that this is going to protect you from any virus. It's just mainly, listen, it's better than nothing. To have some kind of protection is better than no protection. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you how to quickly you can make these with a little bit of material, some elastic, and you can do some kind of protection. So I'll just quickly show you the tutorial and how to put these together. So I have seen a couple different tutorials and stuff that people are using online. My sewing group that I'm involved in, we have talked about different ones, and the other thing that I have researched is one thing that I have found is that a lot of people are saying that the cotton fabric is very good to use because it is a very tight woven fabric. So I am using the cotton fabric, and a lot of same people are saying that to use something in between as like a filter, and that will help with filtering out, I don't want to say the virus, but particles, and or using as a filter. Now I've heard everything from using vacuum bags to all different kinds of things. So I have used interfacing, and with the interfacing, it's a very, very tight woven interfacing that is still breathable. I have no problem getting air through this, but nothing's going to, it still works as a filter. So what I have done is, for the first one here that I'm going to show you in this long one, you'll need 2 pieces of cotton material. I'm using 100% cotton. That is 6 by 9. 6 in this lay and 9 across, and 1 piece of interfacing that is 6 by 9. And I'm using the fusible interfacing, so I have already ironed that on the back of my lining, or the inside of my fabric. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that right sides together. So my interfacing's already on the back of my lining, on the back there, and now I'm going to put the right sides together. My kitty pattern and my paw pattern are right sides together. Okay, so the right sides together. And if you bear with me 1 second, I'm going to turn the camera so you can actually watch it on the sewing machine. That's my beautiful granddaughter. Just 1 second. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to sew along the lengthwise here, and actually before I do that, I apologize. You're going to need 2 7-inch pieces of elastic. Let me see if this light helps. There, that's better. 7-inch pieces of elastic, and these are just little 1/4-inch pieces of elastic. And I'm going to put these in on each corner. Now, I'm going to hold this up so you can see this. So I'm going to clip this in on 1 corner here. Just clip this in. Grab my other piece up, line it up, and clip it together. So you meet your corners up, and your little piece of elastic's in behind there. And then you're going to bring your little elastic piece around, trying not to, make sure it's not twisted. Bring it up to the other corner and put it in the other corner so it's on the lining material, your little elastic in your corner, and then your top piece, and clip that down. I'm just going to do the other side. Just clip this right quick. If you can see that, just clipping that there. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew along here. Actually, I'm going to start here at the bottom. I'm going to sew along here, down around the bottom, up around the top, and down around here. And I'm going to leave a piece on this side that's open, probably about 2.5 inches, okay? And when you're sewing around, just be careful not to catch your little elastic. Make sure it's out of the way. And you also want to reinforce your elastic when you're going over. Just go over and reinforce each time when you're going over it to catch it. Okay, so just bear with me while I sew this. And you're going to sew this at 1/4 inch, going all the way around. When you get to the corner, keep your needle in the down position, lift it up, and then turn it, and then keep going all the way down. Hospitals and nurses and stuff are looking for this mask, so I know a lot of people are doing these to help out as much as they can. So if there's any way that you can make a difference, this is a good way to do it. Like I said, I'm not guaranteeing that these are going to prevent the virus, but to go in a store without a mask is better than, or go in a store with a mask is better than to go without, so. Okay, so now I have gone all the way around a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I just left a little opening here. Now what I want to do is go with my scissors. So let me grab my scissors here, and I just want to cut my little corners off here so there's not much so much bulk. Okay, try not to cut into your make sure you don't cut into your I'm tongue-tied, into your stitching. And you just want to turn this in the opposite way now, in the right way. And just take your time because it's going to be a little stiff with your interfacing in there. And you want to get your finger in there and poke out your corners. I'm just going to use my scissors to poke that out gently because you can put a hole in it very easily. Or if you have a bone folder, I'm sure we all have bone folders. Okay, and just going to, now what I'm going to do just quickly is I'm going to take this to the iron and just press this down real quick. Give me 1 second. So I am just pressing this down just to give it a nice press. 1 second. Okay, so now we have our mask here like this, and that noise is just my iron making steam. So you have your opening here, and don't worry about that. You're just going to, so I'm trying to put my fingers up here so you can see it. You're just going to finger press that shut. Just finger press it shut. And as you, when you do your next step, it will shut this, this closure here. So don't worry about that right now. So you're just going to give it a nice finger press like that. Okay, and now you're going to make your little pleats. Okay, so you're going to, the most important thing is to make sure that they're going all in the same direction. And I found that the best amount is about 3 in the mask. And just what you need to do is just make them all even. And as you do that, you're just going to take a little clip or a pin and clip it down on the sides. Okay, so you have your little pleats on this side, and then you just follow it on this side. Follow your little folds over, just like that. Okay, just fold them down with your hands. This print is adorable. And, okay. And then, so you have Your folds all on this side. And then take your little clips. Okay, and so that's pretty much even like that. And so now you're going to sew down this way and down this way, okay? Leave your clips in and just do a seam going all the way down, reinforcing it, backing up at the front and the end. Once you have it in there, you can take your little clips out because your folds will stay in place. There we go. So there is, so let me cut this little strings off. I hate these little threads everywhere. Okay. And there is our little mask all ready. Isn't that sweet? And it has a nice feel to it, and it will have, because it has the interfacing in there, and so that will help with the filtering. So there is our mask. Now I will show you quickly for the other one. Now on this one, the pattern is online, and so on this one I will just show you the pattern. So you will cut out 2 pieces. It will come to there'll be a printout like this, and you'll cut out this pattern like this, and you will cut out 2 of these pieces, which is this size, which is this whole size here, and then you will cut out 2 of this size, which cuts off here, which is this size. You see where it's shorter? Okay, so we have a bigger size and then a smaller size. Okay, and on this one, on the smaller size, which is the outer piece, I have attached 2 pieces of the interfacing to add extra filtering for breathing better. Okay, so that's what you need. 2 pieces of the smaller one, 2 pieces of the larger one, and 2 pieces of the interfacing. So the first thing you're going to do is, with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, you're going to stitch on this one, going down this curve of your material. So I'll just show you on the pattern. Very easy to show on the pattern. So you're going to stitch just down this curve. Okay, just down here. Again, 1/4 of an inch. And you're going to backspace at the beginning and at the end. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing now with the two shorter pieces that the interfacing. After, you're obviously going to iron on your interfacing to your two smaller pieces, and then now you're going to sew your on your curve your two smaller pieces. The same thing, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Back spacing at the beginning and at the end. Okay, so now you're going to turn this around this way, just like that, around on the curve, and you're going to turn your other one like that, and you're going to have right sides together, just like that. Okay, so you put right sides together, your two pieces, and you can clip those into place, going all the way around. These do not take very long at all to do up. Okay. And so now what you're going to do is I'm going to sew this going around along the bottom and along the curve, not on the sides, okay? Just along the bottom and along the top curve. Again, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And if I would have remembered, actually, I had a pretty pink thread to use, this one, but I got distracted with the other mask, so I forgot to change my thread, but that's okay because I don't think I'm even going to really notice. It'll still be, not that it's really mad as a fashion item anyways. Okay, and now I'm just going to sew the top piece. Remembering to backspace at the beginning and the end. to trim off this little bulk piece here because it can be quite thick with all the interfacing and everything and going around the curve. So I'm just going to trim that off. And okay, so now what I'm going to do is turn my piece in the right way. And again, take your time because it's going to be a little stiff with the interfacing. Get your fingers in there to shape this nice. And because of the interfacing, this gives it a really nice shape and holds nicer to your face. So it has a couple of good pluses to it. So what I'm going to do is really quickly just run and put this, press this on the iron really, really quick. 1 second. Okay, so also I want to mention that these are not one-time use masks. These are able to go into the wash because they don't have anything in them that's going to disintegrate. The interfacing will hold up very nicely in the wash and through use. You should be able to get many uses out of this. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to fold this over just like 1/4 of an inch. And then you're going to fold it over 3/4 of an inch. And then you're going to sew that down. Okay, and this is going to be for your elastic. Bear with me while I play around with this. You're just going to give that a quick seam. For some reason that little stitch there didn't take, so I'm just going to go over that little part again. My bobbin's empty. That's why it's not working. Hang on 1 sec. I'll just throw the bobbin in. So I got one right here. We'll do the... Never fails, always little glitches right in the middle of the video. That's okay, we run with it. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there. Little threads off. And now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just fold it over and then just let me this over. Okay, so now we have our little pocket or track here for our elastic, and I am using again a 1/4 inch elastic. To be honest with you, I never had a 1/4 inch elastic. I had this, I think it's, well, let me measure it just to tell you. And the reason is, this is the kind I had. Let me see. It's 1/2 inch. This is all I had, and everywhere I went didn't have any other elastic. So what I did is I actually cut this elastic right up the center, just like that, and I just carefully cut this all the way up, and I made my own 1/4 inch elastic. So that's what you call make do with what you need to make do with. So anyways, now we have our mask, and we have our pieces on the end here. So I have to get my elastic in these little things. Now, I unfortunately couldn't find a safety pin to save my life, so I came up with this little thing of taking a pipe cleaner, because that's the only thing I could think of to use, and I just twirled the pipe cleaner around the elastic and took the pipe cleaner and pushed it down in the material, and I was thinking, I hope this works, and it did on one side, and there we go. And then you do, what you do is you take the pipe cleaner and do the exact same thing on this side. So if you do not have a safety pin, this works. It's a little trick. I did not have a safety pin in the house, so this is what I used, because you can wrap the little elastic around the pipe cleaner, and guess what? It worked like a charm. So that's what I end up using. So this piece of elastic measures 22 inches. And that was the standard size for pretty much anybody in the household, my husband or myself. So what I'm going to do now is I have these 2 pieces of elastic, so instead of tying it in a knot, I'm just going to bring it together, okay? And I'm going to do sew it and do a zigzag stitch over this to reinforce it back and forth there. So just give me 1 second and I'll do that. And just go over it a couple of times to make sure that it's really secure. Just get that in place. Okay, I just gotta change my stitching here. Okay. Okay, so now we have a nice strong stitch there, and you're not going to see this because I'm just going to pull that right inside there. Okay, and now we have the mask. Okay, bear with me again. I'm just going to turn this around. Hello, we've just made 2 masks. So just to show you how this works. Not the one that we just made. So this one goes over my ear, over this ear, and as you can see, that goes so nicely up around my nose, up around my face, hugs around my chin, and it's very easily to breathe. It's snug to my face, and if you even wear glasses, it's even better, but it doesn't move around my nose at all. So it actually works out really great, and I'm really happy with it. Like I said, I'm not guaranteeing it against the virus, but if it helps to not for me not to touch my face in public or anything like that, then at least it's done something. And for the other one that I just made, which is this one here, you can see. Great. So that's my mask. I hope that you have enjoyed my video. It's a very difficult time right now that we even have to make these videos. But if this helps you at all, then I'm thankful. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. I wish I didn't have to make masks to protect ourselves right now, but unfortunately, that's the situation. So with that, Everyone out there, please be safe. I love you. I adore each and every one of you. Thank you for coming to my channel, and God bless each and every one of you. Make yourself a mask for your family, and I hope it helps in some way. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you, and until the next video, bye-bye.